Yo,
Hi,
Facebook
everybody.
friends, welcome. Ruthlessly Committed.
Share.
This is Ryan and Lucy, and today's message is, I'm gonna let Lucy share it because I'm too embarrassed.
The tools work, even when his doesn't. He came up with the title too. I was like, oh my god, that is so clever.
I'm still embarrassed.
I'm sharing right now. Share.
So,
Timeline.
man, this is just, it still feels weird. I mean, it's been a while we've been doing this, but this still feels
Every time we get on, you
A
guys
little weird.
excite us.
sharing this stuff.
We're really
was it
letting
last
you
week?
in.
So last week,
Yeah,
I don't know how
we gotta
long.
set the scene for you guys. We gotta set the scene because we were sitting we were sitting there last night counting the days and the times and all this stuff and figuring out what happened last week. So
Lucy was on her period.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
So check it out. We just gonna throw this out there. Usually, like when we first got married, gosh, 11 and a half years ago, when we first got married.
no,
I
almost
mean,
12
we-
now.
Almost
Just
12.
shy of-
Well, 11 and a half years. Whatever. Shut your
Whatever
face.
whatever it is.
We, I mean, we were so like crazy about each other. I mean, we would have sex like sometimes like through the period.
Yeah.
And I mean, this I know this
Some
is
of y'all
graphic. This
know.
is too much. But anyways, just want to paint the picture that
Maybe
maybe not that picture. Just paint the picture that we were crazy
Don't
about each
actually
other.
paint the
Like
picture.
Like the
Stop it.
the
Just stop
passion
it.
and all that stuff was there like crazy. And then babies happened.
Yep.
Life happened.
Yep.
Everything just it became normal, and basically that 1 week.
That's usually my
Of the
week
month?
off. Like,
That's-
don't even touch me. Nothing's
That's
happening.
our week off. Sometimes it's not my week off, but usually it's our week off.
Yeah. So,
Not
I mean,
even
something might
usually.
happen like one time, maybe one time the entire week.
Well, it's usually something
But
at least
usually-
happens in the shower for me. I mean, that's me. and
I'm
it might
like,
even
yes,
happen like
go
every
do
day.
it, all on your own.
I mean, actually, we're gonna get real with this. There were times. Oh man, like I said, there were times. Like I'd say the majority of the first decade of our marriage, like I look forward to that 1 week because that was like the week I was free. Like the week I was free to go. Have I shared this with you?
I don't know.
That is
We're
like the week
about
I
to
was
find
free.
out.
I didn't feel like pressure to have to perform or have sex. I was free to look at porn or just masturbate or not to have to, perform in the bedroom or anything. Especially if the intimacy wasn't there.
Yes,
I
which
just
would be
I could
more
just
even
do it. Otherwise, it
connected.
was expected that hey, twice a week,
Yeah,
once a
like-
week, 3 times a week. It's usually twice a week. So like
every other day, or every
other
third day, or whatever it
Yeah,
was
every
at
other
that
day.
time.
Sometimes every third day.
Yeah.
And so, like, now week off, I was like, hey, I'm free. I don't have to worry about every other day.
Yeah, and I'm free, and I'm
I
like,
could-
I don't have to think about it. Like, how many days has it been? I'm just like,
But to get back
I'm
on
out.
track, that's just being real and raw. Maybe you guys can relate. Maybe your husbands can relate. But to get back on track,
last week was different.
last week was
Last
different.
week was different.
So maybe in the past, like maybe Lucy would do something, would do some kind of sexual stuff, but it was always to please me.
Yeah, and the thing is that he would feel that too. He would feel that I'm like, oh, I'm doing it because I think that you will like this, or that I kind of should do this because I want to be a good wife and a responsible, giving lover and stuff. And so I would at least attempt it, but he could tell that it wasn't really heartfelt. I'm not like super enjoying it, you know. So last week was different because there was this whole other.
It was great.
There was a lot
I mean,
of-
I still appreciated it.
Yeah,
It
he's
was
appreciated
awesome.
it. He's like, I'll take it. You know, I'm not gonna deny it, turn it away. But it was different last week because there was so much more playfulness and there was so much. There's.
It was way different last week.
It was very different.
So in the past, like I said, she might do something to please me, and we try to keep some stuff going throughout that 1 week off. But for the most part, it's dead. Like it's almost like you just forget about sex for a week. Let's just take a break. And it's not that it's right or wrong. It's just the way it was.
Yeah.
But with a lot of this new stuff implementing and a lot of just this journey we're on, like all these tools, all these daily practices, these disciplines, what we have with each other, what we're doing now, has led to some new stuff.
Yeah, and especially working
Unexpected.
together on this, and in particular on the upcoming event, really coming together as a team.
What are you laughing at?
Because I said coming together. Really coming together as a team. You didn't get okay, missed opportunity. And feeling like we're on the same page for once, for the first time, fully. And
across all of life.
Yeah, across all the areas.
Not just in one thing, not just in
like
parenting,
not just with parenting or not just who's doing the dishes and who's taking out the trash, but really like just the togetherness. I don't know how else to describe that. And so we've worked through a lot of shit to get to this place, and that has brought in all this playfulness and all this like just I don't know. It was like there was no expectation for stuff to happen.
Yeah,
and we just let it happen.
It's also a deeper connection.
Last week was also the week that we made the commitment to sit and talk about sex every single night. So that's the other thing that opened up the conversation where it's like, where usually would just be out of mind, we intentionally put it in our minds and created that opportunity to talk about stuff and explore stuff without the expectation of sex happening after. And it just naturally opened up. So a lot of stuff happened.
Opened up.
So many dirty jokes are gonna come up. I just know it. And it's perfect. So last week was very different, and there was a lot of action, and not any penis and vagina action. So we were so excited.
You just
last
said that
night
on Facebook.
I did.
This is great.
I hope the person watching is not my mother. She's been watching my videos. Mom, if that's you, I love you. Thank you for support and love.
So this is really wild. So I'm telling you, forever, our whole marriage, basically since we first got married, like the week of I want to say the week of the rag. The week of the rag equals no passion. Equals
like,
no.
Yeah,
it's just a given. It's just automatic cruise control. Boom, week off. And it's always a big ass bummer. And I feel like it always sneaks up.
We're spending it, but we have a lot more stuff to talk about. It's gonna get way better.
But anyways, this past week has been amazing.
For multiple reasons, which some of them we've told you.
Reasons and multiple days. Lots of reasons.
And multiple orgasms and all that good stuff. Okay.
Yes.
So, lots of multiple. Okay. So then yesterday, finally, I'm like, I'm done with my period. Okay, let's have sex.
Man, this is why I get embarrassed.
And a lot of stuff happened before. First of all, there was all this pressure. Like, today's the day we're going to actually have regular penis and vagina sex. Yay! I'm like, doing all this stuff. Yeah, I know. I am. I feel weird. So there was all this pressure to like, okay, tonight's gonna be really awesome, right? And then some other things happened too, right? I've been having a lot of conversations with people about trainings and enrollment conversations. I haven't even got to that yet. I'm talking about just yesterday. No orgasms happened yesterday.
Oh yeah, so some stress, yeah.
So different conversations he's been having with people that, and it was weighing on his mind, and it was, he was like beating himself up a little bit about some stuff and conversations and how they could have gone different and all that stuff. And he had talked to our coach at the end of the night where it was supposed to be like sexy time, right? And the opposite of that.
Yeah, she
love you, Sebastian, but you are not a turn on for this. It's just not. Nope.
And I'm like on the phone forever. It was a long ass call. And I'm like watching Lucy.
I took a nap during that call.
Falling asleep. I'm like, man, this is.
But I took
this
one
is what we've been
so that I
looking forward to.
Yeah.
This whole past week.
Well, and that's when also some of the stories really began, because he saw me on the couch passed out, and for me, I was like, I want to take a nap right now so that I'm not super exhausted, so that we can actually have sex tonight. And for him, he's like, oh, it's over. She's passed out. Yeah. Just you call it off. And so.
Well, we'll try to make the best of it, but she's not going to be 100% there anymore because she's already wishing that she was asleep.
Yeah. And I love sleep. And I posted something on my own page about having a bedgasm. It's like when you just like want, you're like my dad. That's how I feel most nights. Bedgasm. Yeah, I get in and I'm like, oh yeah. So anyway, so all this happened leading up to our big sexy time, okay? And then we get to we're like going through the motions, like, oh, it's so exciting, and then, but it's not. It's like not really that exciting. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but let's just keep going.
Was it exciting for you?
Let's keep going. Well, I can feel when you're not that excited.
That's not the question. I would say, was it exciting for you?
At the beginning, it was, but not. That didn't take long for it to feel like, okay, what? I don't know. Maybe I'm not doing something. I mean, I feel, and there's some more details I'm going to leave out, okay? But
leave them out.
It just wasn't working for us to be doing what we were doing, and then we just stopped and we're like, oh, like what's happening? Like, why isn't this working? It always works, and we've been doing all this other stuff, and now we're doing like our thing, and it's not like, what's going on? So I'm like, okay, in the past, this is the first time that this happened, that we had a conversation like this, that it didn't end like somebody was frustrated, like, we didn't finish tonight, you know? There was no frustration.
I mean, now I think about it like this, we had one of the biggest fights, it's probably the only fight we had on our honeymoon.
Oh, yeah.
We had a fight on our honeymoon like this. I mean, we had sex like...
That's so long ago.
Like,
we
I don't remember how many times a day, but constantly having sex on our
3, 4,
honeymoon,
5.
right? And then one night, it just didn't work.
Your penis was tired.
Penis
and that's
was
what
exhausted.
happened this week too.
And I remember I felt so embarrassed and ashamed. I was so angry, and then I got mad at Lucy, and I was mad at myself. I didn't even know. I was just pissed off, and I sat there in the corner of the bed. I was so angry. I started playing the guitar, I think.
Yeah. So
And-
usually, you know, he would blame me. He'll beat himself up. He'd be like, "What's wrong with my dick?" You know, all this stuff. Like, just you guys, those of you who are men,
That's Brittany.
you know, it's
Brittany's a man.
Brittany. Hey, Brittany Bell. So if you're a man, I don't know what this feels like. I mean, I know what it feels like to just not be turned on and feel like I don't want anything to do with sex. But to have something that can clearly signal to you if you're, you know, turned on or not, I don't know. I don't own that organ. So, on my body. It's on his body. Anyway, so I don't know. And he just laid down and was like, okay, you know what? Let's pause. Let's talk about this. And you just kept saying, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's not working. I don't know why it's not working.
And I just started beating myself up.
Yeah. And
I was frustrated, but I was like quiet frustrated. I wasn't angry, like,
Yeah, he wasn't
outside
blowing
getting
up or
all pissed
anything.
off or anything. I was just laying in bed and I was just like, man, this
He's
is
like,
a bummer.
this sucks.
This really sucks. Yeah, we've been looking forward to this thing. And in my mind, like, Lucy has done so much for me the past few days.
So there's
And
that too. It's
there's
like
been a whole
feeling
lot.
guilty.
And then
that
I'm
he's
thinking
doing
like,
too
man,
much.
she's been looking forward to this. She's been talking about this every day. Can't wait for this day. Wait for her period to be over. And then here it is, last night, period's over. And then
And he can't perform, damn
can't
it.
perform.
Can't perform.
So I'm
No,
just laying in bed,
so that's
feeling like
what's in
shit.
his head, yeah.
Yeah, feeling like shit. And I have a bunch of reasons that are possibilities going through my head of what contributes to this. But overall, I mean, there was lots of reasons too.
But at the
overall,
end
it
of
didn't
the
really
whole
matter.
thing,
There could be 1,000 really, really good reasons. I still feel like shit. It just doesn't even matter. The reasoning and the rationality of it, it doesn't
Yeah.
fucking matter. It comes down to it.
Sorry. Oh, and the big thing is
For
he
me,
was so
maybe it's all
afraid-
men, maybe it's all people. But for me, it's a shitty feeling.
Yeah. Well, and the big thing that came out for you was you were afraid that you were disappointing me. Especially after all this leading up and all the
Yeah,
action you got
that was so
during
good.
my freaking period. You're like, I wasn't expecting this. It was amazing. You're so great. And I didn't want to disappoint you. And I was like, okay, so what if I'm not disappointed even 1%? And that's when I could see it in your face. You're like, is that possible? Is that
I
even
know.
possible?
That was a huge thing for me.
And I
Like in the
legitimately
past,
didn't feel
I would
disappointed.
never. In the past, I would never have believed it. Like, she could have told me that. I don't think she
Yeah,
ever
just to
would
make
have in
him
the
feel
past.
good. Like, it's okay that,
Yeah,
you know, your
I would
penis
never.
didn't get hard.
She's such a. She's been in the past. She's been such a people pleaser. Hey, what's up, Angela? We love you too.
Hey!
Such a people pleaser to me that she's just been
Talking
full of
about
shit.
penises.
She could tell me whatever she wants to, you know, and she's just full of shit. So I would never have believed her. She could say, "You're not disappointing me at all," and I'd be like,
But he
I might
told
even
me.
agree, but in my back of my heart, back of my mind, I'm like, well, fuck you.
And
Like,
I might have
I'm
even been
disappointing
lying to
myself
myself.
and you, and yeah.
And you could feel, like, we could feel it. Like, something is like, oh,
But with
it's
the work
okay.
that we've been doing, and all the work that's been done, the connection is so big, so real, and there's so much integrity, so much honesty in there, that
Yeah.
when she said that, literally when she said that to me, I was laying in bed and she looked at me and said, what if I'm not disappointed?
You did it.
What if I'm not disappointed even 1%? And it just clicked for me. Like there was probably a couple seconds where I was like, yeah, right. But then, I mean, within a couple seconds, I was like,
no, but I could see it in your eyes too when I said that, because I was very genuine when I said it. I was like,
shifted.
what
It
if?
changed everything.
Just what if?
I mean, I didn't get horny all of a sudden, but it changed everything. my penis was still super exhausted.
No, what he said was, okay, so I asked him that. I was like, what if I'm not disappointed even a little bit? And then what did I ask you next? Oh, I was like, what if this is even better than if we had regular sex and it went just exactly the way that we expected it to go? Because it was an opportunity for us to connect and talk and get some stuff out of like what's going on, you know. And he talked about what was on his mind. And then you know, we talked about that for a while, like between enrollment calls and talking to Sebastian and some other things that you had on your mind with particular people, and then we thought about it, and he's like, you know what? But it's only been a day, and actually, didn't we do something the day before that, and the day before that, and the day before that?
No, it was like twice. It was like twice the day before
one
that.
One of the days, yeah. So he's like, you know, I think we had a pretty good run. And I was like, I think your penis is just tired. Like, at the end of the day, you know, your mind and all this stuff was weighing on you stress-wise, but really, like, I think you need a break.
You just need some Gatorade and that's all.
You just need a break. Like, it's tired. I can't remember I do remember the last time we did that.
Hit me.
It was 2 years ago.
Oh, dang it. I missed it.
Do you have a thought and it went away?
I had a thought and it went away.
Was it about...
Oh, the colliding.
Yeah.
And so this is a perfect opportunity. So I've been...
Yes.
I have been... Gosh. Yeah, I've been really teaching Lucy about this concept of colliding. And in a different way, in a different light that a lot of coaches, a lot of people don't have. And so when I speak of colliding, it's my worldview clashing with someone else's worldview. That's me colliding with them. So it's not a fight. It can be a fight, but it's not a fight. It's a collision. And most people in the coaching realm, they think of a collision like you're colliding with someone's worldview because they're just blind, they're not seeing, and you're colliding with them and you create value for them and it opens up a whole world to them. And that is often the case, and it can be very, cussing and lots of crazy stuff can come out. Like that can be a powerful collision. But at the same time, collisions are a must. They happen all the time. That's the only way we create value for each other. And it's the only way we connect. And it's the only way we, it's the only way we connect.
Because we can't be 100% the same opinion, same thoughts, same paradigm, same beliefs about every little thing. It's impossible. We're two different people.
So it's either, if I don't collide, I'm either being a doormat. I'm like, oh, I'll just let her do her own thing, which is a normal American way. But there's no connection in that. Or I'd be a dictator. I'm like, well, fuck you. This is the way I want things. This is the way things are going to be. I don't give a shit what you think. And that is, well, that's a dictator. That's a dick. So either a doormat or a dictator. But colliding with love, colliding with compassion is completely a game changer. And that is the only way to create connection. Like, that is literally the only way to create connection. But here's the thing. Lucy has had this story in her head for months and months. It has been slowly evolving. But the story was, I hate colliding. And that's a hard thing to... That's crazy
so dramatic and exhausting.
Because colliding is the only way to create connection, but she has been resisting colliding because she thinks that it'll start a fight or something. And last night, what she did was she collided with me. But it wasn't... I mean, it could have been a fight.
It could have.
But it wasn't, it was a very gentle, compassionate way, just her saying that. What if I wasn't? And that's what we have. I mean, the tools to collide by asking the questions, by holding a certain frame and integrity. And that created so much value for me. I mean, that literally shifted me. It changed my worldview. My worldview in that moment last night, on my bed over here, was I'm disappointing. I'm disappointing myself. I'm disappointing Lucy. I'm a disappointment. Sex sucked. And all this build up the past few days led to this, and this whole thing is a big disappointment. I'm not enough. This is sucks. This is bullshit. That's my worldview. Like, that's my story. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And here comes
that's
Lucy.
What I interrupted that.
Boom. Lucy interrupts that, and she says what she said. And all of a sudden, now my story changes. Like, okay, like I'm human being. But not only am I human being, I'm loved. I'm accepted, and she's telling me like I'm pretty damn awesome, and all this good stuff. And like my whole story, my whole worldview of myself, of Lucy, our relationship, and just her being like that to me. I mean, that was the first.
It was
in that
first.
particular circumstance.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we had that circumstance very often.
And
that was the first time. I mean, in the past, it's happened. Had to happen a few times throughout our marriage.
It's happened several times. It's just I can't remember.
Yeah, it's happened several times throughout our marriage. It
Last.
says it's happened half a dozen times throughout our 11 and a half years. Every single fucking time it's ever happened. It's probably happened more. It's probably
I think
let's
it's
say 10
more.
times. Yeah.
I
Anyways,
think
it doesn't matter. Let's say a dozen times in the past 12 years, 11 and a half years. Every single time that has happened when I was not able to perform was a complete fucking shit show. I would get pissed, angry. I would blame Lucy, and I felt guilty and ashamed and felt stupid, and I felt like our relationship was a joke and this is all retarded and what the fuck is going on? And I'm confused because we're supposed to be loving each other and in love with each other, and this is like the most intimate time having sex, and I can't even have sex. So a complete fucking shit show. And last night was the first. Yeah. She collided with me and opened up my entire world. Changed everything for me and for us. Yeah. So there you go. The tools work. Even when my tool doesn't.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, use the tools. Use the tools. Now you're gonna use your tool.
We better turn this off.
So
all right, guys. Love you. Bye.